say and spell your name for me.
It's Jamie Mitchell, Jamie Mitchell.
All right, Coach. You have to kind of
That's fine.
keep that in.
Sure.
Tell me, how many years have you been coaching in Mississippi now?
This is going into my 25th year.
Fifth year. And as briefly as you can try to tie it together and explain it, what is it that makes Mississippi high school football different than anywhere else in the United States?
Well, I think every school has their own agenda and their own environment, and I think that's probably the most unique thing that I've run across. And I've been in a lot of different places, but I think that Friday nights and most any small town is just really glued together by the game and the excitement that it breeds in the towns and the excitement that it breeds in school. You know, just really culminates at 7 o'clock on Friday night, and it's a special, special environment. If you hadn't been a part of it, you're missing it.
Tell me a little bit about the town of Starkville and how important Starkville Yellow Jackets are.
Well, I tell you this, you're not going to be there long if you don't win, and the tradition is untouched in any of the other places that I've been in. It's just so important to that community. There's a feel there that is very unique in the setting of our stadium and the way the ball games are played, and just a great, great town that, you know, obviously we have Mississippi State there, so it's a little bit different in the fact that we've got an SEC school, but our high school really has its own niche carved out in that town, and, you know, they've been winning football games for a long, long time there, long before I got there, and will win long after I'm gone, but it is a very, very special place.
Good job. You're done.
Good deal.
Coach, I know exactly who you are, but if you would, just so we have it on the record, just say and spell your name for me.
Okay, my name is Junior Graham, Junior Graham.
Great, thanks. Well, Coach, I think every project we've ever done, you're involved in. So, you know, we know you well.
Well,
and you're always a good piece to everything that we do. Tell me a little bit about how important football is in the town of Eupora.
football, they played good football at Eupora for long before I got there, so the importance of it has been established for many years. But now it's a pretty big deal, and it's getting bigger every year. If we can continue to play for championships, you know, that pressure is passed on from team to team, and when the pressure gets there, the importance it also grows.
What is your most proud moment being a Eupora Eagle?
Most proud moment of being a Eupora Eagle. Well, the first year we were there, we were able to have the first ever undefeated regular season for Eupora High School, which that was a pretty proud moment for me personally. And we did it with a group of kids that there were very little expectations for them. The kids at Eupora, you hate to class them, but typically are very overachieving kids. This last year we had a D1 player in Derek Jones, but now he's kind of rare for that area right now. Our kids really work hard, and they give you a really good effort on Fridays.
That's it, Coach.
All right.
Great job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you. I want you to do an interview.
From a director's standpoint.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's. I'm just going to keep rolling. I see you moving towards the mic for me.
Yeah.
You know too much about what's going on.
Right.
All right.
And so I'm gonna look at you, not the camera.
Yes, please.
All right.
All right. Terry, just say and spell your name for me so I got it.
Okay, my name is Terry Duffy. Terry Duffie.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your role with this project, how you got involved.
Okay, I'm involved as one of the directors of the movie with Dr. Proctor. It was an exciting project for me, being a high school football fan and being involved in high school football from a perspective of radio broadcast and TV broadcast. My company We usually do about 67 high school football games a year. And it was very exciting. Mississippi football is like nothing you've ever seen in your life. There are places in Alabama, of course, we've been in Georgia and Texas, but when you get to Mississippi, it's totally different.
And can you quantify that in some way for me to tell me how is it different? What is the different feel you get?
Been in several weight rooms. The one at South Panola, it's nothing like I have ever in my life experienced. I mean, you had guys in there, high school guys, and they're moving cars. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And when you see the movie, you'll see it, you'll gasp at what these young men were doing, and I could not believe what was going on there. And I understand the toughness of the game.
Where else you want to take this? You've already given me a couple of good sound bites. What do you think?
Probably all we need to do.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Well, hopefully I have you.
The
I got some talent.
the more you put on there, the more you got to edit. Trust me.
I know.
You know, never working before.
All right, Coach.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can keep that brown and emblem over to the side.
You look fine. You look fine. Well, if you would, just to start off, say and spell your name so I got it on the camera.
All right, Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Samsel, S-A-M-S-E-L.
Great. Now, since the last time I saw you, you had become state champion, Coach Scott Sampson. So that wasn't the case when we were writing Gridiron Gold or y'all versus us. So congratulations. That has now been added to your resume since I saw you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's a long time coming. Our community's waited a long time for that to happen, and I was happy to, be a part of it.
And that's really where I want to go with it is, tell me, how important was that state championship to the town?
Well, ever since we started the playoffs back in '81, it's been a goal every year. Every senior class comes in and sets goals for the season. And it's been a goal at Olive Branch for a long, long time. So, sometimes you have to wait, and a lot of things have to go your way. But I guess perseverance would be the word that would sum everything up.
Any plans to add on to that weight room of yours now that y'all have a state championship under your
Well, we're always trying to improve our program, and the weight room is certainly an important part of it, and that's meant a lot to our program, and it's not just to look at. Yeah.
You're good, Coach. That's all I need.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. All right, Cotton. I know who you are. Say your name and spell it for me just so I got it right.
Cotton, C-O-T-T-O-N, Yancey, Y-A-N-C-E-Y.
Great. Tell me about your involvement with this project, how you became involved with it, and kind of your impressions of it in general.
I got involved with this project by reading the books that your daddy wrote, and I read them all. And of course, we did Mississippi JUCO first, and I was a director on that, so that's how I got involved in that. And then we used a lot of the footage and things like that to educate ourselves, and also to learn by, and we put some of it in this film too. And so, as far as what this film means to me, it means to me, because I got a 17-year-old kid that's still in high school, and he's doing really well. I want him to see this film and learn from it as far as an inspirational film for him to take pride in the athletic endeavors of the state of Mississippi, because I believe Mississippi is one of the strongest states in the whole nation as far as producing great players. And it all starts at the 4-year-old level, basically, teaching them how to play games all the way up through high school and getting that second nature out of them, because you don't think about making a great play, you automatically do it. And that comes from learning it from ground up. And that's sort of what this is all about. High school is just, where else are you going to get such a great center for what you're doing and how you teach your kids,
That's it. You're great. All right, Coach.
Do I look at you?
Look at me. Just say and spell your name first so I got it on camera.
J. P-L-U-M-M-E-R.
All right. Well, Coach, you have plenty of experience with Mississippi high school football because you've lived it now for makes Mississippi high school football unique?
You know, it's definitely the Friday night light atmosphere and what it means to the towns of Mississippi, whether it be in a small town, big town, rivalries or whatever it is. I mean, the best of the people of the town or city come out. And I mean, the game means so much to them. And like I said, there's so much tradition and rivalry here in the state of Mississippi. Small town rivalry is real big around Mississippi. You know, you'll get a football game where both teams are 8 miles apart, and that football game means so much to the community. And you know, and our kids in Mississippi, they're special athletes. I mean, they're gifted, tremendously gifted with talent. To see them go on and the ratio, the percentage of athletes that we put in NFL for the percentage of the population that we have compared to the other states in the U.S., it's incredible how many great players in Mississippi that we brought up and produced in the NFL. And I think it just all boils down to just it's great Mississippi high school football on Friday Night Lights. There's no doubt about it. Good.
Good job. Hey, it ain't gonna take long. We're just gonna be a couple of questions. Coach, just so I got it on camera, say and spell your name.
All right, Johnny Hill, Johnnhyhill.
All right. Coach, you're another one of those guys I think we've interviewed for every project we've ever done. I think you're in every book and everything. So you're just kind of like a mainstay now in the series. We can't do anything without you. We can't even concept this project without you in it. Tell me about the uniqueness of Mississippi high school football. Why do you think it's so different than everywhere else?
Well, it's played with a passion. It's now almost 12 months out of a year ordeal. It's such an ordeal in the state. With a matter of fact, today we started our summer workout. We're lifting, running 7-on-7 tonight, trying to get ready for that first football game. And our guys, they love it. It used to be you never could get them up there in the summer. Now you had to kind of kick them out of the way because they know the importance of lifting weights and getting themselves in shape and getting ready. So football in Mississippi is kind of like a religion now. It's a passion, and that's a good thing.
Good, you're done. Good job, Coach. No need. We'll just be here for 2 minutes.
Okay.
At the most. All right, Coach, I know who you are, but if you would, say and spell your name so I got it recorded.
Ricky Black, RICKYBLACK, head coach, Jackson Prep.
And Coach, you, like a lot of these guys, I think you've been in every project we've ever done. So you're a mainstay, and you've been in high school football in Mississippi for years. What makes it unique, in your opinion?
Well, I think Mississippi football is like most of the South football. There's a great passion from every community to play. Anytime we go through consolidation, a school be removed, but most everybody thinks about that football team being lost more than anything else. And, and I've been in this business for 42 years, and probably disappointing to all the college coaches or the pro coaches, but if there's ever a football wish that people want granted on the weekend, it's not for the college team to win or the pro team, it's for the high school team to win. And that's what's most important.
You're done. That was a great quote.
Okay.
Good job. All right. John, let's start by, if you would, just say and spell your name so I have it.
Okay. It's John, John, and it's Lancaster, Langcuster, and I'm with State Farm.
All right, wonderful. John, if you would, tell me about maybe how you came to know about this project and what is the interest to State Farm? Why is it something State Farm looked at and said?
Well, and yeah, great question. I know, coming in here with Webb's tragic, death and how that all happened, I know that Webb took a lot of pride in, athletics here in the Hall of Fame, but also the whole program around high school football and the documentary. And it's something he had a lot of passion about. And so through Mike, I learned that, growing up in Alabama myself, being a high school football player, it's part of life here. It's the thread that kind of connects the community together. And we're so pleased to be able to sponsor it, and State Farm is so excited to be a big player in this. And I know Webb, I know a lot will be attributed to Webb and what he did in his work with this. And I know that this is something he wanted to see out, and it's something we're just carrying on for him, but also carrying on to tell the story of the importance of high school athletics and really what makes these communities great and what makes these communities click, and that's a great sports of high school football. Good.
Job.
Yes, sir.
Nice job. Nice to meet you too.
Hey, nice to meet you. You bet.
This is old hat to you, man. So if you would just say and spell your name so I have it on camera for the next person that watches this.
Yes, I can spell it. Bob Tyler, Bobtyler, and I am glad to be here.
Glad to have you as always, Coach. Coach, you've made the rounds in Mississippi. You've seen Mississippi football from a lot of different perspectives.
Yes.
We've got 50 states, but there's only one Mississippi. So what is it? What is it about us that's so unique?
Most people know that we put so many in the NFL, so many in Division I schools and other colleges. And as I think, and many of us have wondered for years, what makes us special in football? And I think the book, Gridiron Goal, explained it in both in the terminology that was put in there by the members of the Frascona family, but by many coaches. It came down the bottom line is we know what work is. We grow up in the middle of work, we see work, we understand work, and we're willing to work at football just like we do everything else in Mississippi, and Mississippians encourage that. There's a culture here that you play football, you win, and you work hard.
You're done, Coach.
That's it?
That was it.
I thought I had about an hour.
All right, Coach. If you would, let's just start. Say and spell your name so I got it on camera.
Lance Pogue, Lancepogue.
All right, great. Now, you better than anybody have an inside perspective of Batesville and the South Panola program. Mississippi is special unto itself, and then there seems to be an extra special here in Batesville. What have you witnessed over the past, how many years have you been there now?
6.
6 years. What's going on in Batesville?
Well, in 1993, they won their first state championship. There's been 10 total since then. So all these kids that we've been coaching since I've been there, when they were born, all they've known is South Panola football, winning championships. So all those young guys, man, there's just so much pride there. They want to be that next South Panola Tiger, and the motivation and the work ethic to win championships is out of sight because they're born into it.
What about the people of Batesville? How have they been to you since you've been there?
Outstanding. You know, football, as you well know, but in Batesville, it's one of the most unifying things that we have. It draws everybody together on Friday night. It's a 365-day wait. They can't wait till the next game. And it's one thing that really people get behind, and they love their football team, they love their program. In return, it's a big community unifier. Thank you, man.
Excellent job. Appreciate you as always. All right. It's only take like 90 seconds, so you load up all your best sound.
Oh, yeah, it's all here.
Say and spell your name for me first. I got it on camera.
All right, Russ Robinson, Russrobinson.
Great. Russ, tell me about how important is it that as a state we try to document what makes us unique through books, movies, those type things. How is that important to you?
I think the importance of documentation as we're in the year 2013 has taken on a whole new meaning in just about every walk of life. The fact that Mississippi is documenting the things that it's done in sports, and especially high school football, is enormous because it puts us ahead of the curve of everyone else. No one has what we're about to see in this movie, and for those that don't know what's happened before now, it's an awesome book just to look there and see, hey, this happened a long time ago, but I'm getting to see it now.
That's a great answer. Importance of football in Mississippi in general.
I think football is probably one of the things that brings not only a community together, but a state together. It was pointed out in the movie so well that when our teams go out of state, that you don't root for those teams when you're playing them, but when they go out of state, you pull for them because they are still us. And the movie did a great job of saying when Olive Branch goes out or when South Panola goes out, we're pulling for those schools because we want Mississippi football to be up here, and everybody wants to know what happened in that ball game. The movie does a great job of saying why it's important for high school football to be so big.
Good job. Thank you.
All right, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, if you would, just start off by saying and spelling your name for me so I have it on the camera.
Okay, George Carlson, Carlson.
Great. All right, and George, you are the play-by-play for the South Panola Tigers.
Right.
Great. Well, having Coach Pogue up here just a moment ago, I asked him the question. Mississippi itself is special for high school football, and then Batesville has this extra bit of special in it. What is it that makes Batesville different, especially even within the state of Mississippi?
Well, I found out that it's a frame of mind. Growing up, and I'm now 67 years old, so growing up and watching Barry Bryant in Alabama, and I just had it figured out that Barry Bryant, Coach Bryant, had to be doing something illegal and getting by the NCAA to have those winning teams year in and year out in Alabama. But I came more and more to respect Coach Bryant and the program he ran and the fact that it was a state of mind in Alabama. And that's how it's become at South Panola. After South Panola won the first state championship in 1993 under Willis Wright, and it became a frame of mind that these children going up and watching games through the fences at Batesville, and they decided, I want to do that when I get to be in high school. And so Coach Wright started the weight program, and they get into the weight room now. They're anxious, and we've had some great coaches. And Willis Wright, and then Ed Stanley, and Ricky Woods, and now Lance Pogue, who has taken it to another level with the national championship, the first one for Mississippi High School in football in 2010. And so it's a state of mind, Mike. That's exactly what it is. And teams, we probably win games we should not because of the frame of mind players have, that they want to find a way to win even when they're not playing the best. But it's been a great run. The fans are very supportive there, great community support, and obviously South Panola does so much to bring the community together, not only on Friday nights, but year round.
Great answer.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you
Good
being
to see
here.
you.
This will be quick.
Okay, good.
If you would, just say and spell your name so I have it recorded.
Johnny Mims, Johnnny Mims. I'm the director of the Mississippi Association of Coaches.
Thank you. Coach, as the director of the Association of Coaches, how important is it that as a state we document some of our accomplishments and the importance of football in the state? How important are the books and the movies that do these things?
Oh, I think it's tremendous. I think the heritage that we have in this state with all of the great coaches and athletes that's come through in the decades before us. I mean, it's just tremendous. Can't say enough about our coaches in our state. That's what I do, represent our coaches, and what great coaches we have in our state with legends. I call them legends.
And what is it about Mississippi that makes us so unique and different?
You know, that's a really good question. I mean, we have people from all over the state or from all over other states call us and say, hey, what are y'all doing in the state to produce such great athletes? And I said, well, you have to go back to our coaches, and our coaches are dedicated. They love the game of football, and they live and breathe it every day.
Good job. That was it. You did it.
Yeah, thank you.
Good comments. Appreciate you. All right, Coach. I definitely know who you are, but if you would say and spell your name.
Okay. Norman Joseph, head football coach, Mississippi College. What else do you want? Is that good? Okay.
All right, Coach. Let me ask you this question. We've had a series of books about Mississippi high school football. Now you've got some movie documentaries about Mississippi high school football and its uniqueness as compared to the rest of the country. How important is it, you think, as a state that we promote ourselves that way? Well,
football in Mississippi has been outstanding for a long, long time, and just the history of the different schools, the history of our programs, the outstanding football that we've had, the the players who have come out of the high schools, gone into the local, our universities and colleges in the state of Mississippi, and also gone out of state, have produced and done very well, and now the whole nation is finding out about Mississippi football and what a great product we have.
Is there anything that you can point to that has made Mississippi, you think, so successful despite its smaller size compared to everybody?
I believe the coaches have, not only are they great technicians and the great students of the game, but they take a special interest in the players. And I know the coaches I had as I was going through the Mississippi the systems in Vicksburg had a huge impact on my life. And I believe as much as anything, that's the reason I'm coaching today, is because of my high school coaches and the impact they had on me. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate you, Coach.
You bet.
Good
Thank
to see you.
Thank you.
Joe, I know your name, but say it and spell it just so I have it.
Joe Thrasher, Joethrasher.
Great. And Joe, where did you play high school?
Van Cleef High School down on the coast.
Van Cleef. You just said that when you were speaking. It was good memory. Tell me, how important was football down in Van Cleef when you were there? Just kind of the uniqueness of interaction with the town, the school, the football.
Right. Well, I think to mirror what was said today, it was an event every Friday night. I can still, watching that film kind of gave me chill bumps thinking about kind of the preparation for the game, what it meant to the town, and then in my years there to be one of the first teams to make it to the playoffs when Coach Hinton was our coach there, it meant a lot. So the experience is something you'll never forget. It kind of started and ended quickly, and you always wish you could go back. Good deal. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It's good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
I don't know if I've ever met you before.
I don't think I have ever met your brother and your dad. But
if you would, I know who you are, but say and spell your name just so we got it on camera.
Yes, Les Triplett, Lestriplett.
Great. You have an interesting vantage point of high school football in Mississippi from your professional position. Tell me, what is it about Mississippi that makes high school football so special, not just in Batesville and South Carolina, but also at East Rankin Academy? I mean, it's just unique across the board. What is it?
You know, I think there's so many intangibles, it's hard to define it. One of the things that I think make our state different is because it is the thing to do. It's not, we don't have Broadway shows, we don't have professional sports. We have high school football on Friday nights, and I don't think that'll ever change here.
That's great. That was the one line that I needed. Thank you.
It's good to see you. Tell Marty hi.
Yeah, I sure will. I will. Hey, Coach Thomas, come on. All right, Coach. If you would just say and spell your name so I have it.
Okay. Antonio Knight, ANTONIO KNIGHT.
Great. And Coach, what position you coach at Jackson State?
Coach linebackers.
Linebackers.
Yeah.
I will, if I can get up and move out of the way, it's only because I think I see aggression in her eyes.
Okay.
That's just a natural reflex.
Right. No problem. No problem at all.
Tell me, now where did you go to high school?
In Louisiana. I'm actually from Monroe, Louisiana. Yeah. And I played at Wiseman High School.
Okay. So since you've been in Mississippi, you have a unique perspective.
Oh yeah.
You didn't start here, but you're here now.
Yeah.
Is there something that you can point to in Mississippi that's a little different from the other places you've been?
Yeah, for me, the difference I see in Mississippi kids is that by them coming from small towns in Mississippi, you know, a lot of rural areas, that every time you raise the bar for these kids, they end up raising their bar, you know, their level of playing. You know, you raise the bar in the classroom, they'll raise their bar in the classroom. You raise the bar on the field, they raise the level of play on the field. So, you know, they're kind of unique kids, and I think that they understand that this is the one sport that we have left to instill discipline and to get them out of their hard situations, you know. And, you know, these kids are very, very special in Mississippi.
Great answer. You're done.
Okay.
You nailed it.
All right.
I didn't have to work hard with you at all.
Thanks a lot.
Good job.
Man.
Thank you. All right, Coach. If you would, just say and spell your name so I have it on camera.
Forrest, Forrest, Williams, Williams.
Okay, Great. And how long have you been at MRA?
I'm entering my 3rd season at MRA.
Great. So you have to somehow handle Matt Walker.
And that is a full-time job in itself.
You should be there now.
They pay me extra.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Oak Hill Academy in West Point, Mississippi,
All right. When did you graduate there?
1996.
96. So coming from West Point, you got a football hotbed in that area of the state. A lot of good football players come out of there. What is it that makes it special? Why are we churning out so many good athletes that are so passionate about sports?
I think a part of it is just community expectations. I grew up watching West Point. West Point became the first program to win 3 state championships back to back to back, 87, 88, and 89. And I was a little kid running around watching that happen. Ended up transferring to Oak Hill, got to watch them play for the state championship and then win it the next year. Blessed to go to Mississippi State and be a part of one of the greatest runs in Mississippi State history. Just being around great football and it draws, that community in that area just draws from that. Being around good football, Knoxville County, Starkville, West Point, just Ackerman schools that just, that's all you do is go out and play football and be successful at it.
Good job, man. That's all I need. Did a great job.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Good answer. Nice to meet you. All right, Coach, just real quick. I know who you are, but say and spell your name for me so I have to remember.
Don Hinton, D-O-N-H-I-N-T-O-N.
Great. I'm going to ask you one question. That'll be it. I think through this whole process, one of the things I've come to realize is that Mississippi is an incredibly humble state. We don't tend to brag about ourselves collectively as a state. But this movie does some bragging. How important is it for us to express the things that make us unique and kind of maybe to counterbalance some of the negative that's out there about Mississippi?
I think the hometown, the being the relationships and the personal relationships that we all hear about and we've been hearing about through this movie being made is so important. I grew up in a small town and I am who I am today. The career path that I chose is because of the relationship that I had with one and many coaches in the sports. We used to play it all, and to be able to follow, want to be like them, I think, and that kind of relationship is what I value most of all about sports. And of course today, and sports in Mississippi is a big thing. And our small towns, when you have an opportunity to come and watch them, watch our parents and our students come and support their teams, it's just a big thing. And I think in Mississippi that we do it as well or better than anybody else. The enthusiasm and excitement that I had here listening to these coaches, you can tell what kind of leaders. They're great leaders. They're the kind of people that you want to follow. And I think that's the most pride that I have is not only having an opportunity to be a part of that fraternity as a coach, but just to see the difference that coaches make in the lives of young people today. Thank you.
That's all it took.
Thanks.
Nailed it. Good to see you again as always.
Appreciate it. You too. Now, I'll tell you,